Good evening, folks. I am tbham, bringing you yet another game from Reddit's r/castit. It's a little community on Reddit, part of the StarCraft scene there. People can just submit their replays they want to see casted, and random folks will pick them up, cast them, throw them on YouTube, such as myself. This game here is actually going to be a ladder match from the EU server between two Masters players. Go ahead and introduce our players here. Spawning in the bottom right of our map, Heavy Rain, it's our blue Terran player, it's Calt. And his opponent, spawning in the top, in red, playing as Zerg, it's Scipio. I actually kind of really enjoy this map from a spectator standpoint. It can kind of be hell to play on for some matchups, but just the way the map works is interesting. Having this huge cliff here in both sides for the main. Early Reaper play can be really annoying. There's lots of room for drops as a Terran player, or even as just a Protoss throwing in War Prisms or anything. It's just kind of a really interesting setup, the way it is. Third base being able to be blocked off by these collapsible rocks here, and being able to open up these alternate routes through destructible rocks on either side of the map. I always have there's the other one. Both players seem to be talking about a little bit of lag. I guess Scipio's experiencing some. I think this game was from Tuesday, and there was some maintenance going on during that, so it's not really surprising to see some issues from that. But both players opening up relatively standard here. It looks like Calt's going to be going for just a Reaper expands, given that this map has this huge cliff here, so the Reaper's going to be able to get in and get out pretty easily for the entire game. And Scipio is going quite eco heavy here, waiting until 16 to throw down his pool, and obviously the hatch was first. You have to wait and see if he decides to get gas any bit of soon, or if he's going to go ahead and just worry about having queens out for his defense against any early Reapers. Scipio's asking our Terran player here, Called, to let him in the base. He was able to get in and see that the gas is here, so he knows what's going to be coming out. And he did see how long this unit was taking to come out of this barrack, so he knows it will be a Reaper at least. So this is a matter of time. And likewise, Cult has been in, and he's seen there is no gas, so he's feeling relatively safe as well. I would expect to see a CC coming down fairly soon. And yeah, it looks like this SCV down here is going to be patrolling around, waiting to build a CC. Oh, neat. Apparently my autofollow doesn't work anymore. That's cool. Anyway, this Reaper's going to be coming in here. There are 8-lings actually on the way, about to pop out. That could be extremely annoying. I guess Scipio does see that there isn't a wall up it right now, and this natural is the way it is. This Reaper has to stay home, and meanwhile, Scipio manages to surround the Reaper that's in his base and kill that off, so a nice big victory here. This Reaper's going to have to stay home and make sure that these lings in here don't come in and just immediately snipe off this building SCV. And even so, even with just one Reaper right now, this is going to be extremely annoying to hold off. A factory on the way for Cult, and a reactor on his barracks, so he'll be going for Hellions, but I mean, that's 8 lings right now against one Reaper and no wall. So this Reaper's going to have to work its heart out just to poke away these. And that, nicely that there is this kind of this took a massive path, these lings. So they're going to be popping in here and going to be annoying this SCV at the very least. Maybe going to try to pop in, but the depots are lifted up, so he's going to stay safe here. 2 lings going to work on the reactor actually, which is kind of annoying. And if he were to lift that, those lings could have popped in there and prevented it from coming back down, but Link's still picking away. They did kill the SCV that was building this original CC, so wow. So this is really annoying for Scipio. First 2 gases are just not coming in, or first 2 gases are just coming in for a Zerg player, and he already is up to 4 queens, so he's happily macroing away back home. Meanwhile, he looks like he will eventually lose all of these links here, as this Reaper is being a boss, got 7 kills on it, about to have 8. Oh, if it doesn't die first. There we go. So those links are eventually pushed away. Did he catch? Yes, he has seen that this 3rd CC is here. In response, he's already thrown down his 3rd hatchery before even speed is on the way. So he feels relatively safe. I mean, there is only one Hellion out. He did deny this switchover for quite a long time, forcing out those extra Marines. So there's only going to be one Hellion right now, and the one Reaper, since he did kill one Reaper earlier. So Scipio starting out really nicely here for this game, and Calt's going to come in here and see that this third base is started. I kind of start picking away at that, being a little bit annoying, but 2 Queens going to chase that away pretty quickly. Stim pack on the way for Calt, and looks like it's pretty standard bio versus Ling Muta, probably, taking a guess. 2 Evo Chambers pretty early before Lair, so he'll be starting his upgrades quite soon before he tries to go into Lair, at least. So we'll see what he is going to be going for. Nice bit of creep spread already starting out, and 3 Hellions going to be poking in here. Maybe get a couple of drone kills, so that's nice for them. Queens again, going to be poking them away, so this is going to be a little bit of annoyance for a while for Scipio, given that his Ling speed is only about halfway done right now, and it is going to be melee upgrades, so we'll be expecting to see this Ling Bane, probably Muta, for a while. And again, there's a lot of airspace on this map, though it is kind of covered by open space. There's a lot of room for Mutas to get in and be really annoying. And Calt, meanwhile, he's doing really nicely. He's killed off a couple creep trimmers already, so these Hellions, even though they were a bit late, are doing a bit of work. So many Queens are out now. There are 6 Queens out now, so 3 are going to be sitting at the front at least. And so this is going to be able to push this away. Does he have a transfuse? He has 2 transfuse available, so there he goes. Transfuse goes down. Hellions are going to need to back off a little bit more, but a few Marines actually out in the middle of the map. Could we take out an Overlord? It's going to supply block Scipio for a while. These Overlords looks like they're running for their lives. I guess these Lings are, what are these called? Marines. Or scouting around looking for that, and still just this front poking by these Hellions, and nice move back by Scipio. He ends up getting a Hellion as well during this, but he's going to lose another Overlord. Lings do have speed, so they're going to come over here and finally take care of all these Marines, but at the same time, did he lose his Queen? No, he still hasn't lost a Queen over here, so he's alright. Calt has already landed his 3rd CC, and just now adding on a couple more barracks here. He does have 3 up already, 2 with the reactors, and 2 more on the way, so his production's going to be kicking in pretty soon, but still no upgrades yet coming from our Terran player. He's been focusing so much on his harassment. You can see how high his money already is at this stage of the game. 10.5 minutes in, you're floating 1,300 minerals, so yeah. Scipio going into his 4th base. Actually, 4th base and another macro hatchery. Balin is just not coming down. 2 more gases, and 2 more gases here as well, so going to be up to a total of 6 gases here. Lair has finished, and Spire's on the way along with his Bailey Nest, so basically both players are looking to get into this mid-game situation with a really nice setup. 66 drones to 63 SCVs right now, so that's a really nice number for our Terran player here. He's been able to do enough harass where he's forced out a good amount of Lings, not an over-exaggeration or an over-investment by our Zerg player, but enough where his droning was stunted a little bit early on in the game. This Overlord here is actually still chilling. I'm sure you can see that. And actually, Calt can't see that. It's a nice place for an Overlord. I actually did not realize this existed, so that's really cool. Link scouting around, trying to check things out, making sure there's no 4th base anywhere right now. See what they can do, but a good amount of bio here. It's going to push that away. No mines yet or anything. Actually, I say that 2 mines are on the way, so he'll be going for a bio mine situation. I've been seeing a lot of Thor plus bio play recently in TVZ, especially on the EU server actually, so it'll be interesting to see if he does end up going to that double drop. Is going to be moving out, maybe spotted by this creep actually. There are no Overlords over here, given that those Marines earlier cleared up the Overlords that were on this side, so will the creep be able to actually see it? Oh, barely, just barely not. Actually drops 2 Marines even. And now he does see the drop moving in, and there's not much defense anywhere. There's 24 Lings and 5 Bailings on the way, and some Mutas, but that's really not gonna be enough to push this away. And another little engagement on this side over at Scipio's 4th base, but this drop is gone unabated. It actually kills the Spire, so there's gonna be no Mutas for a long time. There's only 4 out right now. Yeah, he loses 1 medevac and loses most of that drop, but again, another little tiny push into the 3rd base. A nice transfuse on the Spine Crawler, keeps it alive, so it has 3 kills, but Calt, great multitasking here coming out from him. A lot of lanes are going to finally clean this up, but he managed to clear up a bunch of creep over here. He annoyed this 4th base for a long time and killed the Spire, which is huge, huge, huge at this point in the game. So I'd say Calt has definitely taken a nice little advantage here. No 4th base on the way just yet for him, though. Would hope to see that pretty soon. Actually, a lot of turrets coming up. He knows that the Muta switch is probably going to happen. There's going to be a lot of gas banked up for Scipio, given that he doesn't have the chance to build Mutas right now. And he definitely wants to go Mutas since he was trying to upgrade that. But what the heck happened over here? There was a run by I missed, apparently. So a lot of workers just went down. 8 workers have died for Calt as well. So I think some Banelings got in and were pretty annoying. But rather large Bioforce moving over into the 4th base of Scipio here. And it's going to be a well spots this. There's a nice creature right in the middle of the map for our Zerg player, but Scan goes out from Call. He does see what's going on. Pre-burrowing these mines, but they're all pretty clumped up, so it's going to be difficult to really get those to do any good. But Baneling Speed isn't finished yet. Almost done, actually, but forced to engage prior to Baneling Speed, which is never anything you want to have. Actually, he's saving a lot of his units back here. And this isn't a huge force. They only have 1-1 against 2-2, so that isn't exactly too frightening, but at the same time, this 3rd base is getting ransacked right now. A couple queens have gone down, some more drones are going down, and even this base might die completely. And as he runs all of his units over to save that base, this amount of forces over here gets cleaned up by the Banelings, and all of these mutas finally pop in. It's 7 mutas, sorry, I'm bad at math right now. Well, 14 mutas do end up cleaning that up. So Scipio has taken a slight supply advantage, but at the cost of a good amount of drones and kind of the fear, and even a couple mines still stuck over here. Finally be taken care of. A couple Banelings finish that off, and a lot of mines are stuck down here as well. 2-2 just down the way, and drilling coils, as well as the first level of vehicle plating for our Terran players. So, a couple Banelings swap in. That's actually not too terrible of a trade. I'm not sure how that. I thought that mine went off already. That was actually kind of strange. But a large force here with only a lot of lings in mutas. He's not to wait for these Banelings, but he's definitely got a good position here. He gets some surround, and he's going to pick up and get out of there. Mutas are going to give chase, and actually this is kind of a strange situation for him to be in. He's actually going to drop on the other side of these rocks, at least to force the lings back a little bit. Mutas are content to walk by, but that's because there's another little force at this 3rd base, so Cult is just everywhere constantly. Both players' APMs are quite high. That's rather high for a Terran player even, so this drop is going to be cleaned up, but while he's doing this, again, just a lot of units over here, but yeah, it's 2-2 versus 1-1 right now, and 2-2 is about halfway done for our Terran players, so he's doing alright. Still only the 1 factory? Okay, there's a 2nd factory, so he is producing mines up at 3 factories right now. And constantly doing this harassment where he's dropping. Scipio trying to take his 5th base, tucked in over here. And still, is this the 4th CC? Okay, there's another CC in the base already. So this is going to be the 5th CC. And adding in some Thors as well is Called, so he knows that these mutas are going to get way too high if he just lets them go unabated. There are no turrets in the main base at all, which is really kind of surprising, given that he knew that these mutas existed and they were a threat, and how many turrets he put into his natural, but there's none in the main, so those mutas could plop in there and do a lot of damage, especially to the just production, killing off a lot of those units. But meanwhile, this drop cleans up some creep, and meanwhile there is the main force moving through the middle of the map, kills an Overseer, kills maybe another Overlord, but killing the Overseer can be kind of annoying. How many Overseers actually are there? There's only 1 Overseer left on the map, but Scipio he's got a huge mutaflock here. What is that? 29 mutas right now, which is absolutely insane. And then he's like coming here and he's gonna snipe off this CC. Full energy meals here. It's a lot of mining. He's not gonna get anymore. And again, since there are 0 turrets, he's gonna be sitting here. He's gonna pick up some reactors. And meanwhile, he did lose this base. I'm not sure if it was. Yeah, it wasn't canceled at all. We do see that. So, but a huge drop. Cult realizing that his opponent's across the map with his mutas, so he's just kind of flying around at will. But poor position here for him. All these units are already on top. And all that bio dies. The mine actually does a lot of friendly fire there. Kills off, I think, at least 1 medevac, if not 2. And these mutas are going to swing back and take everything out now. He's going to intercept it, almost. Oh, he could have taken. Oh, now he sees it. There is it. The boost is ready, but it's a ton of mutas. That's a ton of mutas, and they're going to take all of that out. 186 supply to 171, so there is another large force still sitting back home for Calt. Is he making Thors still? No, he's still making mines. And that is a ton of mutas. I mean, mines can still work, I guess, but there is only this one Thor. Yeah, there's still one Thor right now. Marine's still doing a good amount of damage. How many workers has he killed? Calt has killed 27 workers throughout this game, so that's pretty nice for him. Scipio denying this 4th base from Calt. That's kind of an issue. This 4th base is really, really late, all things considered. It's going to have a lot of trouble getting down. Scipio can come in from both angles here and start taking things out. There are no planetaries on the field, and I guess I imagine this base will end up as a planetary, but even this base is being creep spreader right now, and Scipio already has this base up, at least getting gas from it, which is always nice, and adding on this base as well. Again, a huge Mutaflok is about to run directly into the bio. If he sees this, a huge stem could catch out a lot of those, but it's a lot of dead space here, so the Thor is in range. He's going to do a lot of damage here. And these meters are kind of stuck out in an awkward position. They're going to be flopping into the natural. Meanwhile, this base is probably going to go down here. A lot of Lings got in and are doing a lot of damage here. The turrets are here, but there isn't that much left for our Terran player. At least army supply-wise. He still has 63 harvesters, and these meters are now flying in here. There are a lot of turrets now. We're all in one spot though, and that's a lot of mutas. And mutas with +2 don't really give a damn about that few turrets. So he just flies in, takes out the turrets, and he killed off most of this base's mining. He's at the 19 worker kills himself. But a large force is moving out. They do have 3-3 on the way, about 60% done on that. And no 3-3 on the way yet for our Zerg player. Holy crap, was that a Baneling landmine? That was a huge Baneling landmine, and I completely missed it. And that ended the game. I want to go back and just look at that really quickly, because that just won the game for him. And I completely missed it. That's so upsetting. How did he set that up? So well done there. And he's scanning around. Okay. While he's distracted by these mutas over here earlier, he goes and he burrows a couple Banelings in these nice positions here. While this is going on, let's go ahead and ×4 this, ×6 this, something. Get back to where we needed to be. A lot of turrets were going down over here trying to make this planetary. So he's trying to set up, but he's walking over all of this with his army. And this is too spread out to really go for right now. So he's waiting and waiting and waiting. Scan goes down, kills some creep. It's nice to have these burrowed Banelings not on the creep, since your opponent's not going to scan off creep. Oh, and this huge... Oh, Lord. You're going to see destruction now. Clicks him. That's a lot of Marines just died. That was about 30 supply. Oh, goodness. And that won the game for him, with all these mutas too. So, nice game from Scipio. Great harass from our Terran player, but it just wasn't enough. He kind of just spread himself out too thin. And Scipio got up to a huge Mutaflok. And that's 2 Banelings. That was all it took. All it took. These Marines didn't have 3-3 just yet. They're pretty wimpy. So, yeah, that was cool. Nicely done there by Scipio. Alright. So sorry for missing it the first time through, but oh well, that was cool to look at. Anyway, again, I am tbham. You can find me on Twitter at tbhamsc. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and try to put up some videos as often as possible. I stream from time to time, not too often though, twitch.tv/tbham. And yeah, go check out the r/castit subreddit of Reddit. Submit some replays. Let's get some more stuff going on there. Alright, later.